All right, guys, welcome to the Love and Truth podcast. Again, I am James, your co host with my beautiful wife,
Lanae.
and this is the Love and Truth podcast. Listen, we're excited about today's episode. We've got some tremendous, incredible ladies here on our guest panel. And so we're going to have some real conversation and just really talking about love, singleness, and dating and specifically in Houston, right? And so before we get into all of that, I do want to go into just some brief introductions. I want to introduce our guests
Yeah.
that we have on the panel right now. And so, um, did you want to say anything, baby? You good?
I just wanted to say we have three beautiful women. That's very
Yeah,
important to me
yeah,
because um we didn't even choose them like this. They just came like this,
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's all I wanted
That's
to
all I
say.
want
And
to say.
we appreciate them because these are women that actually have influence and have a voice. And
Have a
that's
voice.
really why I'm excited about these particular guests.
All right, all right, all right. Well, first of all, I'm gonna introduce our first guest right here to our left. Uh, how do you say Silver? How do you say?
Really? That's how we're doing it?
So,
That's
so
how we doing
It's
it.
Chevalier.
Chevalier.
There you
Mm.
go.
Ooh,
I
well,
just call her
well.
Tasha.
Yeah.
She don't like that one of it. But Cheval.
You know what? You can just say with Tasha. How about that?
Listen, she's a seasoned and passionate early educator, educator with over 27 years of experience working with these little bitty ones, these young
Mm.
minds. She's an advocate for the importance for the first 5 years, and that's really, really critical. Um, and she has had a lifelong impact on the early development of these youth.
Mhm.
Outside of the classroom, she enjoys spending time with her family, creating lasting memories, and living with gratitude. And she recently added author to her journey.
Ooh,
Come on
all
Yes,
now.
right.
yes.
Um, as a first time contributor, writer to the new book, Cultivating Knowledge and Wonder Perspectives from the Front Lines of Teaching and Leadership. Please help us welcome Miss Tarcy Cross.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome, Tasha. Go on. Where can they find the book?
So the book is online. I do have it attached to my social media, which is Cross Creations by Tasha. So you can place an order there and I can get it to you ASAP.
All
Oh,
right.
okay. But before we go on, what is your Facebook and Instagram where people can find you as well?
So the Instagram is Cross Creations by Tasha. Facebook and my other Instagram is Tasha Cross.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. And our second guest is Miss Bridgett Priscilla.
Yes.
Yes.
Diva, all of that.
Yes.
Listen, so excited about my sis being on the show. Listen,
Mhm.
she's a force of wisdom, wit, and unwavering authenticity, which is so true.
Yes.
Um, she's an independent life insurance agent, former hairstylist for 20 years right here in H-Town. So
Absolutely.
some of those wigs probably been done by her. Uh, and,
I'm sure.
but just a woman of many talents, including restaurant owner, claims analysis, proud mother of two amazing young kings. She lives by the, and I love this, lives by the mantra, hustling with heart and leading with grace and grit.
Yep.
Yeah, come on
Absolutely.
now.
Yes.
Yes.
She's passionate about, listen, this is good because we're talking about relationship stuff too, right?
Right.
Passionate about loving without losing yourself,
Hmm.
setting healthy standards versus unrealistic expectations. Man, I love that.
Mhm.
And listen, and I know this to be true because my sis over here, not my sis, my wife, your sis, um,
Absolutely.
championing sisterhood over shade.
Yes.
Yeah, she
Yes.
keeps it real, man, and she's
Yeah.
solid. Her upcoming seminars aim to empower, educate, and inspire women across every stage of life and love. And yes, she does love insurance. She helps people protect what matters the most. And if you got questions, hit her up. We'll get all that information in just a minute. She's a DM away. One fun fact, just so you know,
Just so you
just so
know.
you know, just so you know, she can detect bad energy faster than Wi-Fi connects. Let's welcome,
Period.
let's welcome
Yes.
Bridget Priscilla to the Love and Truth
Yes.
podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you, James. Thank you, my sis, Lanae.
Yeah.
And
And what else?
I'm excited.
Where can I find you and all of that? Give me your socials and
You
all.
can find me on Bridget Priscilla, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So it's Bridgett, Priscilla, Priscilla.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
welcome, welcome.
All
And
right.
last but not least, her sister girl, Miss
Yes.
Shanda Sanders.
Yes.
You're also joining the podcast. Just this fearless and multi-talented. Proud Houston native. What side? Where you from?
I was born in a nickel, the bloody nickel.
The bloody
but
nickel.
I went to school in A-Leaf.
In A-Leaf, okay. But a Houston native, devoted mother, and GG, realtor, entrepreneur, certified closet designer. A lot of people need that. Boy, I'm telling you.
Yes.
And professional organizer.
Yes.
She's got roots in dentistry with a passion for purposeful living. She's known for pouring into young girls, which I love, encouraging self-worth, and always being a friend that you can lean on. She's also the founder of What Clutter,
Yes.
where she transforms kitchens and closets into serene space. Were you in Atlanta for a little bit?
I was in Atlanta.
Okay, yeah. I was
For 4
checking.
years.
You was in
I was in North Atlanta, Duluth, Georgia.
Duluth.
Actually,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I lived in Alpharetta for about 3
Oh,
years.
okay, yeah.
Okay,
I had clients out there.
Okay, so you was
Yeah.
doing it big then out there in Duluth.
Oh yeah, I was doing, I was doing it wonderfully out there in Duluth, but I had to come back home to my family.
Okay. Okay.
Shout out to Big God and her granddaughter. Is it Nima?
Nima.
Listen, just the first milestone, finished first grade. Nima,
Yes.
congratulations.
Yes.
Her sister friend B for the Real Talk, and her sister Alexia Jones, author of a new children's book, The Kindness of the Kindness Kingdom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the kindness.
The Kindness Kingdom. I'm about to add a whole another.
That's okay.
That's what we normally do.
Right.
Kindness of the Kingdom.
We understand.
Yes.
Okay.
So where can they find you?
Amazon. Oh, find me. Okay, I thought you wanted.
Yeah, well, no,
All-
we want
all
that
the
too,
above.
but start
Okay.
with where they can find you
Okay,
first.
so my personal IG is Shanda Sanders _
Okay.
and Facebook is Shanda Sanders. Shanda with an A, not an O.
Okay.
And my business page is What Clutter, WHATCLUTTER.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So, can you also tell them where they could possibly find your sister's book?
It's on Amazon.
On Amazon.
It's on.
Okay.
I'm just so proud of her. I'm just a big
We know
sis
that you
proud
are.
of her.
That
We
is
know that
beautiful.
we know that you are.
Mhm.
So before
Well, hold on. One fun fact. So just so y'all know, right?
because they need to know.
They need to know, brothers out there, because we're gonna talk about all this relationship.
Not
She's a
just-
self-proclaimed private investigator.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
So just so you know, who loves public speaking and wouldn't mind doing it professionally. So
Mhm.
hey, listen, congratulations
Yeah.
on all of that,
Yeah.
and
All
welcome
of
to
that.
the
Thank
Love
you.
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for having
So
me.
before we get to the question, I want to tell Bridgett that I appreciate her because my sister right here, we met and just
Mhm.
connected for the first time. When we met, I went to her restaurant. And something that I love about her is I can call this woman and I can just whatever it is. It doesn't have to be, it could be the gutter stuff.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't judge. She does what every girl wants a woman to do.
Right.
And their sister gives me the truth. And that's it. And I love that. Now, I love Shanda because I know that Bridgett only attracts real girls. And so when you're a real woman, real recognizes real. So I don't have to know Shanda. I know that if she's connected to Bridgett, she's a solid woman.
Right.
So
Thank you.
thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you,
for having me.
sis.
Yes, yes.
Don't make me cry.
I'm gonna say this too. So that's because this was a random Sunday. We said, let's go find somewhere to go brunch. We
Yes.
drove. I think we was almost in Dallas. I don't know where we was at.
We drove 32 miles because we saw her restaurant on Instagram.
Yeah, and here's the
Right.
thing though, and here's what we said. Sometimes you just go and you never know why you're going.
Right. Absolutely.
And if it meant that we drove all the way out there just to make a connection, which obviously that was over a year ago.
Right.
And we're still connected now. So that's the
Right.
first thing. The second thing is that I know she real because several of those conversations she was defending me.
It was.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
This is real,
Yeah,
this is real
yeah,
talk.
absolutely.
Yeah.
She's like,
She is a
girl,
part of
you better leave
100.
James
She
alone.
does.
Yeah. And I would
Yeah.
tell him because I'm a real girl. Like it is
Right.
what it is.
Right.
And if you're wrong, when you're a solid woman, you hold yourself accountable, and that's how we
Absolutely.
grow. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I said, yeah,
yeah,
keep her
I
around.
No, she good people, good energy.
Thank you guys so much, and it's been such a pleasure knowing both of you. Both are great. You and Lanae, you've been a great inspiration in my life as well, and you keep it real with me just as well. And you're right. Since that connection, we have been friends ever since.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, and so let me go here and
Okay.
talk about. So this is actually my little cousin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my cousin.
Yeah.
Her mom and my mom are sisters,
Yeah.
and so
first cousins. I was
first cousins. We're first
Uh-huh.
cousins, and and so I was texting her last night. I said, "Hey, man, send me your stuff or whatever." She's like, "Bet." I said, "You just so hood."
gotta keep it 100.
Yeah. And
My
then
Virgo
then
sister.
she's like 50-50. And if you know that's 50-50 Sunflower, that's the jailhouse apartments over in South Park.
Yeah.
That's where we grew up at.
Yeah.
They used to live in the back. Just you go to,
Yeah.
to the back in the hood over there. But anyway,
That's
this is my
it.
little cousin. Just proud of her, like just
Yes.
working with kids
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing the growth, the maturation, and just
Mm-hmm.
not fighting as much now.
Yeah, I had to tone it down.
Yeah, got to
'Cause
tone it
I
down.
was like, I can't go back and forth too many times before I put my hands on you. You're gonna
Yeah.
get touched. I gotta touch you because you still doing this and I ain't got no more to say.
I ain't no killer, but don't
So,
push.
hey,
Right. But don't
hey,
push me.
But listen, but she loves
Yeah.
family. This one right here will call everybody
Will.
and check in. And I don't care what time of day it is,
Yep.
what's going on.
Yeah.
She calls and checks in. So
Yeah.
love you, cuz. Appreciate you
love
coming
you
on the
back.
show.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I have to speak last about her as well. This is also my cousin, but my Virgo sister, and she's one that's going to call you. She's a real girl.
Mhm.
You know, she's going to give you sound advice, like you guys do, like y'all do.
Mhm.
And so I just appreciate having a cousin that if I do need something, I need, and you know what, nobody else will hear it. If I tell Bridgett, nobody else will hear it. But this is what you want in your life as women. So I hope that other women that are watching this, you can see what it's supposed to be, not what you've seen. Because what you've seen and what's supposed to be are two different things.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, having said that,
Yes.
thank you guys again. And let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, this is the reality of dating in Houston. What's the hardest part about dating right now? And let me do this. Let me start with Shanda.
Okay. So the hardest part about dating in Houston right now is some men, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they really don't like women.
Okay.
Let's just get right
I'm,
in there.
I'm just I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I just feel like a lot of times they tend to kind of put women down, black women, but not even a color thing. I just that's my thoughts about it.
Okay.
I just feel like they don't
You
really
you,
like
you so
women.
you say you don't think they really like women. Is it women or black women? Because I want to draw a distinction.
I'm a black woman, so I'll just say a black woman.
Black woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
there's a subtopic
Yeah,
underneath all of that.
I feel like they just think that we just ask for too much, but we're not asking for anything. We're just asking for some reciprocation. We're just asking for an ear, some attention, time.
Yeah.
And God forbid we ask to, go to dinner. It's like, oh, she'll go digger automatically. When other races, they can ask for boats and things of that nature, and they're not considered gold diggers. So I feel like we always have to fight so much harder to have a man's get his like 100
Right.
from him.
Hmm. That's good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Bridget, you want to piggyback on that?
Yeah, I'll say for me, the hardest thing about dating in Houston is that men are not being honest. So and women too. So I'm gonna speak from both sides. So not only that it's complicated in dating in Houston, it's contaminated. And what I mean by that is a lot of men are seeing other men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the contamination starts. So that makes it complicated. So I'll say men and women are just not honest with each other when they come into a relationship. Because at the end of the day, when I meet you and you meet me, either I'm going through something, in something, or coming out of something. And most of us are.
Right.
So don't come to me or any woman or man and say, "Oh, I'm single." And then then the next question is, "Are you single or are you single?" I mean,
Yeah, we shouldn't have to. We
I
shouldn't
mean,
have
I
to deal
should,
with that.
you shouldn't have to say single or single. So at the end of the day, for me, the hardest thing is just men and women are not being honest with each other when they become or start to become in a relationship. So again, it's complicated and contaminated.
Yeah.
Complicated and
And contaminated.
contaminated.
That's a
So
very good
you
answer.
said contaminated, and
Mhm.
did I hear you say they're What'd you say?
So the meaning for the contamination is that men are seeing other men.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, that's
And
what I
so
thought.
they're
They
coming into the
like
relationship.
boys.
Yeah, they
Yes.
like
like
boys,
Yes.
but they still like girls.
Yeah.
So just be honest. If that's what you do, then that's
Right.
what you do.
Right.
But come to the table clean.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you'll be surprised at what some women will accept per se.
Right.
Not
Like
I, but
if you
yeah.
right, not I either. I don't really want nobody that's running in through the exit door. But my thing is this: if you just be honest, even if it's about marriage, or even if it's like, oh yeah, I dabbled and dabbled in college with a boy or whatever. Okay, I may be cool with that. I may not be, but
Right.
be honest about it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Before I get to you about this question, I need for everybody to know the episode that you are going to see before this, and we have
Well, just whatever. We did
but no,
episode 100.
no,
Yeah.
but this is important
Right.
because people will think that what they just said they may have seen our
Right.
actual podcast. They have not seen it because it hasn't aired.
Oh wow.
They are sitting on the couch
Yeah.
talking about one of our episodes that we actually did last week. They don't know anything about that. So what they're saying is coming from pure authenticity of what they are
Yeah.
going through, have
Absolutely.
It's
experienced,
real.
or just just what they know and think. So that's very important. So
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
yeah.
And we're gonna touch and
Interesting.
we're
We
gonna touch
tend to do that. So
but listen, we're gonna touch on that a little bit later because
Okay.
that's a whole another segment that we're just gonna dive into
Yeah.
about just kind of the culture, not just in
Yes.
Houston, but just in general.
Right.
You lived in
Especially
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
I
I was
lived in
just gonna
Atlanta,
say that.
so it's
Yes.
something to be talked about. But
Mhm.
anyway,
Okay.
go to
So
Tux.
let me give you the question again because
Okay.
I know a lot has gone on. What's the hardest part about dating right now?
Everything.
Oh.
Honestly, for me, because it's the effective communication.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want, but then you're confused because you want this genuine, authentic woman who's going to give you X, Y, and Z, but then you want it out of an artificial woman who is all about Instagram glamour and fame and how many followers she has.
Right.
So it's like you have this genuine individual because this you're giving me all these characteristics. I want a woman that's gonna hold me down. That's we growing together.
Right.
We gonna build together. I want to get to know you. I want her to know my ins and out. But then what catch your attention? Of course, we look with our eyes. So what do
Right.
you see? Everything that glitters not gold.
Right.
But you want it out of this artificial woman who's all about how many followers she can get and
That's
can
right.
care less about you. And
Right.
then here is this genuine woman who can give you everything that you just named.
Mm-hmm.
She left to the sideline.
Right.
And then I think about what you said earlier
Mm-hmm.
about how some men, have the black women, they got attitudes, they this and that. Sweetheart, that's women, period. She can
Right.
be pink, purple, black, green.
Absolutely.
A woman is gonna feel what she feels. And it's just how it's displayed.
Mm-hmm. And how it's received as well by
Exactly.
that man, because if that man was raised a certain type of way, certain type of things go with the go with the
Exactly.
process. Like you with a woman, don't get with a woman if you're not even able to financially take care of yourself. You should not be dating.
Exactly. And then again, you're saying the same thing. It just comes out, it comes out differently. The delivery is different.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
again, you can say, men just don't know how to act right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, well, nigga, look, I'm gonna need you to get it together before you cross this line.
I
Because
know
either we
that's
doing
right.
this or we not.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna tell you what you telling me what you want. I can deliver that.
I
You
can
see
deliver.
this,
Mhm.
but then you got some pushback. So what are you
Right.
doing here? I'm gonna need you to make up your mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
playtime, baby. Playtime is over.
So let me jump in on this
Yes.
because this was a
I love this.
conversation. Um, Ryan Clark and RG3 football, these are ex-football players. They were having this conversation because RG3, who played football at Baylor, Redskins quarterback, he's married to a white woman, right?
Pure.
But he's on
Right.
social media dragging Angel Reese um, about just doing the whole all of the stereotypical things, right? Y- your white wife is filming this, and you're dragging this black young. She's
Queen.
23 years old,
Yeah.
and you're dragging her about that. So Ryan Clark checked him on it. Another black man say, "Bro, you out of pocket. Like you doing this in front of your white wife, and you're dragging black. She's young. She's
Right.
23. She's living her life. You know what I mean? And so I just think that's you can choose whatever you want to choose, but that don't mean you have to tear down and drag
Absolutely.
black women
Yes.
because you chose to be. You try to
You chose to
prove
go
and
non-black.
validate
Right.
why you chose. Hey, bro, that's you. That's what you like. I personally never. I don't do the snow bunnies.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That wasn't my thing. I mean, maybe once in college I hit the slopes a couple of times, but for the for the most part,
Look at that.
you know,
Yeah.
that was all reparations driven.
Baby,
But I'm
it's all,
just,
baby. It's all, it's all,
but listen.
it's your truth, baby. I ain't saying that. I'm just listening.
But here's the thing. Here's the statistics though. 85% of black men are married to black women.
Mm.
So 85 to 90% are married to black women. So the issue is not that all these black men are not choosing black women.
Right.
It's what's being
Projected.
propagated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
In the
then
media.
yeah, it's in the
Yes,
media.
that's
So
all.
so we got to give it that. Okay, go ahead. I
All
just want to
right.
make that
Oh,
point.
okay. No, no, no.
Coming from a black man is respected and appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've heard that before. I actually once dated someone in the past that actually procreated with non-black women, but he said that he would never like down his black queen, his
No.
mom, his
Mm-hmm.
black, sister,
Mm-hmm.
all these things. So when you said that, I'm like, okay, I've heard that before. It's a difference from men that date the snow bunnies, and then it's a man and do what RG3 did versus a man that's like, yes, I have dibbled and dabbed. Yes, I've had children with them, but I don't allow them and I don't talk
Right.
down on them. That's
Right.
Right.
important. It's a difference.
It
There's a
is a
difference.
difference.
Yeah.
It is a difference. It is. It is. So, our next question. Do you guys feel that there are enough emotionally available black men? So this time, let's start with you, Bridget.
Um, and I don't want to say but it,
All right.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think there's enough emotional black men because a lot of black men do not know how to deal with their emotions.
Mm.
Because as they were growing up, they were taught to hide their emotions. Don't cry, get up, you know, it's gonna be okay, shake it off. So with that being said, to answer your question, no, because they never really had to deal with their emotions. But as they become grown men, they become very emotional because they have not dealt with those
Right.
emotions.
Right. Right.
I've been in a relationship where I dated a guy and he was very emotional. And one reason why he was very emotional is because he was raised by his mother. So you be what you see, and his grandmother, right? So there wasn't really a male figure in the house. So he didn't have a male testosterone to show him how to be that masculine man that he needed to be, which he was a manly man, but he was very emotional, and his emotions came out somewhat very catty.
Okay.
Mm.
Ah,
So he was a
yeah.
very
Mhm.
bickering person. We would argue back and forth, and I'm like,
Just
I'm
real
done.
sassy.
Pipe
He was
down.
sassy,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, I'm done. He's still done, and the next day holding grudges.
Right.
Right.
Like a
So
female.
like a female.
Mhm.
So to answer your question, no, there are not enough emotional men out there for me
Okay.
because they don't know how to deal with them and never had to.
Okay. All right.
I want to piggyback off of
Please
that.
and thank you.
Get
So
your saddle then.
I have a son. He's my true gentleman. And my son, I tell him, you hurt, you cry when you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to have these feelings.
Mhm.
Because again, you're right. Children are told to be seen and not hurt. So now the educator in me is going to come about
Mhm.
because again, what you put into a child, that's what's going to come out.
Mhm.
So we let children know I see you and I hear
Mhm.
you. So when there's a problem, we help them figure out how to express that.
Absolutely.
And so when you take that into consideration and you're being taught and you've been, seed has been planted as an adult male, you can do better. And so I'm going to just love on my family right here because they pour into my son with positive affirmations. My cousin Keto, he lets, True know we're beautiful with our black skin.
Mm.
Let it
Yeah.
shine. Don't be ashamed of who you are. You're a handsome young man. All the positive affirmations. Again, he asked me, Mommy, why did you give me that name? I want you to be a true gentleman, a true man of God, a man who can walk in a room and they want to know who you are.
Right.
But I also want you to have that knowledge and understanding how to converse. How that you don't have to use your fist, but let them know, don't play with me.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
very intelligent, but don't let
Yeah.
that smooth stuff feel me.
Absolutely.
I
Yep.
got you. So, again, sometimes as children, that's what they were told.
Mhm.
Right.
You just pick it up and get on. But no, you got to explain to children. Some people they turn from that. I tell my children all the time, I want to. You explain to my child why she can't do it or why he
Right.
can't. Because my
Mhm.
theory is
Mhm.
you gonna let them know if you don't look both ways before you cross that street, you gonna get hit. So
Absolutely.
you
Correct.
give them the why. Just growing up, I think about things that I disliked that was told to me because I said, so what the hell does that mean?
Right.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
And then I laugh because I had my cousin Oh my God, I hated to ask him questions because he was like, "Well, Tasha, why do you feel that way?" Well, then what brought? I'm like, dude, just give me the answer. Because
Right,
all this back and
right.
forth. But I see now it's important
Right.
because, like you say, it creates who you are as an adult. So it's like plant the proper seeds for our children now so that they can grow up to know it's okay for me to cry. I'm hurting.
right.
No, I don't have to suck that up. I have words, I have feelings, and you're going to hear me
Yeah.
and let them know that they're words that have power and to validate them on that. So, I mean, it's in the Bible say, train up a child in the way they should go.
Agreed,
Hear it.
Let's do
Tasha.
it.
I
I
love
hear it.
that.
Oh,
Love it.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. And last, Shonda.
Shonda.
Yeah, you got it. And so just again, do
Okay.
you feel that there are enough emotionally healthy black men available? Available.
I don't know because I ain't had all of them, but the ones that I didn't had, I can't say they was emotionally available. I needed a little more. I needed a little more attention. I find that a lot of men are selfish.
Mm.
So we can't even make it to the emotionally available part. You could say things out loud like things like, "Oh, my AC going out," and they just continue to watch the game. To me, that's not emotionally available. It's like you missed the mark so long ago. Like I put things out there in the atmosphere and you don't make no moves on them. That tells me that you're not emotionally available. So I can only speak on my experience, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And I've been married before, and a lot of times I think men think they're emotionally available because they're sitting there. I'm looking at
Yeah.
you looking at me, you're listening to me, but you don't act on it. You know what I mean? So
So you could be you could be
Present.
present but
present, but
absent.
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 So and they're thinking I'm giving you everything you want. You got this, you got that. That's not what I need. I need you. And they don't know how because as she said, they are not taught.
Right.
So let
Right.
me add, being the only male
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please talk to us.
we were having this conversation the other night, and so the question I posed to my wife was, what's more detrimental?
What's that?
An absent, what's more detrimental? An absent father or an emotionally broken mother?
Oh,
And that's a real
Which one is
question.
more detrimental
Come
to that
on.
that
child's
that
growth and
mother,
development?
because that mother's with that child.
Okay, so
That's what
so
I heard.
having said that, when you talk about these men that are not available, that have been raised by single mothers, if they have not gone through and just done the personal inventory and work and therapy, they won't be available because all they know is a mother that took care of them and
Mhm.
did everything and protected them and just shielded them and didn't force them, not force them, but didn't train them on how to be a man and to grow and develop. Basically, you're a grown ass boy,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And
now
you're
it's a
Yeah.
lot
expecting
of
the
them.
woman
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
to
lot of them.
handle and take
Mhm.
care of everything.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let them get sick.
Ugh,
Y'all act like babies. I ain't gonna
what?
lie.
Well,
Yeah.
listen. I'm emotional, baby, but when I get sick, I want to be cared for,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. But then that's a
or
good
go
thing
call
to
my
do.
mama. You know,
Go.
no, I'm joking.
But my thing is
Somebody gonna talk to you.
Look, they like I agree.
Don't
But
do
here's the
me.
thing too. I had a young guy. No, he was an older dude. I took my son to the barber shop. Again, true. You're gonna be this true gentleman. So my son will get out of the car. He will open the door for me. He
Mm.
opens, the door that I have to walk through. And so the man, he say, you know what, I wanna give you your accolades because that's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah,
Because
it is
again,
for
what I
young
don't, and I
man.
tell my children this, I have a beautiful daughter. I love my kids.
Oh.
And I told them, I said, what you not gonna do is your wife or your husband ain't gonna tell you what I didn't teach you. That's what we
Mhm.
not
Oh
doing.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
Your mama
So
should have. Yeah,
yeah,
they
your
will
mom
do
ain't teach you
that.
nothing. The hell I did. I did.
Uh-huh.
So again, it's
What you do
training.
with it
So
though.
now, example, the other day we were riding in the car and I got out and Drew said, wait, sit down.
Mm.
Hmm.
He got out again. Yes, because I want when he becomes that great husband that I've raised,
Right.
I want her to say, girl, thank you. Appreciate
And
you.
Absolutely.
how old is
Mhm.
True?
True is 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Absolutely.
and that's the thing.
yes.
And as well as with my daughter, yes, I want you to hold your own, stand on your 2 feet, but allow this man to be the man that he needs to be. And I find that's, the problem. Some of these men, they don't know. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't know.
Can I ask you this? Because I want to ask this, and then we're gonna pivot.
Okay.
So, having said that, so there's not. I think we all said there's not enough emotionally available men,
Right.
right? Um, so when there is one, you find one brother that's checking off all the boxes. So do you think women feel the pressure to settle or compromise um, certain things to have that companionship? Like 1 out of 10, and here's this one. He's got all these boxes. So is there a willingness or pressure to compromise certain things? Because I see all these other positive things.
I think a relationship you have to compromise anyway to make a good relationship work. It's
I agree
not.
with that, but I'm talking specifically.
Mhm.
I
I'm talking
mean,
specifically.
When you say all the boxes, you mean all the boxes are checked?
Oh, check. Yeah, yeah,
On
yeah.
the
Oh, okay,
man
The
okay.
man
side.
on the man
Yeah,
side.
that's
I'm
what I
saying the
was
man
wondering.
side.
Okay.
And
And
what I'm saying is that because we're talking about not being emotionally available,
But if you're
but
saying if he is emotionally available,
all the things.
yeah, it's gonna come natural for me to be submissive.
Okay.
I feel like
yeah.
if he's
Yeah.
emotionally available,
Yeah.
that's a flex at
Yeah.
this point. We just spoke about how it's so many men that are not. So if again, I'm gonna go back to when I said earlier about reciprocation.
Yeah.
If I'm getting these things back that I do naturally as a woman, give it back to me, boo. Naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Because a woman, she like Shonda said, when a man brings his natural masculinity with his
Oh.
emotional intelligence, a woman is naturally, it's just human nature for us to fall in
Mhm.
our femininity.
We
So
gonna be
we're not really compromising anything
Mm.
if we have a great man. The
Correct.
natural universe will allow me to fall into that feminine, respectful space.
I
say
like
that
that.
for the people that didn't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gonna
Say
say
it
That
for
was
them.
good.
That was
That was
really
yeah.
good.
When
That
a
That
was
was
man
good.
comes with his natural masculinity and emotional intelligence, a woman is going to naturally fall into her femininity.
Yeah.
We're not compromising anything. We're being the woman that we are for the man that we need to be that
Come on.
for.
That we want to be. We
Mm.
want to be soft. We want to be
We
feminine.
want to.
And we do
We
want to
want
It's our
listen.
nature.
It's
Y'all
our
do
We
it?
do want to listen. Okay. They say
Yes.
we don't listen. We want to listen. Y'all just need to
What you
be more
saying?
masculine. Be like, you ain't wearing that damn dress. Pull that dress down or
That's
tell your
all.
girls you ain't going. I want my man to tell me that.
You ain't going nowhere
Yeah.
tonight.
'Cause we want our men to walk in truth. This is love and truth.
Yes.
This is the reason why it's love and truth podcast because
Right.
I think that we're sick of the fakeness, the facade,
Mhm.
the surface, the shallow. You leading with how much money you have. You leading with your accolades. We don't want to hear that. We want to know who are you,
Absolutely.
Because yeah.
character,
Yeah.
personality. That we need that. And you know what? You said a mouthful, actually all of y'all, but you teaching your son as a single parent. And he has a father, but as a single parent, you're teaching him how to treat another woman because you know how a woman should be treated.
Because I want to raise him to be the man that I want him to be, and
That
not the gutter nigga
Mhm.
that's out here.
The
that's
Right.
out
the
here. So
dusty.
let me
The broke.
let me feed you to be the man that you need to be,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
that's raise him. Don't do it right. You don't want him to be disrespectful, then treat him how to be respectful. Treat him to say, hey, you know what? That's not how you talk to a young lady.
I agree.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And you brought up money. Money can't uncorn you. If you corny, you corny.
You
That's
Just had to
corny.
it.
say that. Like
Period.
And
you don't
it's
even
too.
know.
And listen.
Yeah,
It's,
if you
listen.
corny, you
Let me
corny.
tell you something. It's too many dudes out here that's what they lead with.
They do.
Hey, listen, and
Absolutely.
I say this all the time. If you play, you play it. If you
Right.
got game, you got game.
You're right.
Right?
Mhm.
If you solid, you solid. Right? It don't matter what you roll in or whatever. Right?
Right.
So yeah, it's a bunch of corny dudes out
Yeah.
here. Just
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why
you
we
got a little money,
struggling in the
man, but that'll
dating
make
pool.
you that dude. But go ahead, baby.
Right.
Well, I just want to. We don't have our book here today because obviously my husband and I forgot it. But our
I don't
Love
even
and
know why
Truth
that's even important. You
podcast,
could just went
is
right
it?
into it.
Yeah,
You didn't even have to say all of that.
I know, but the
Just
Virgo in
just share
me,
it.
the Virgo
Just
in me does these
overshares.
things.
She
I overshare
overshares.
sometimes. Again,
it's okay.
again, this is
I'm
Love and
used
Truth
to it.
podcast.
There
Okay,
you go.
but because of what we're talking about, something that our
Yeah.
journal does is it helps individuals and couples unpack their relationship needs, patterns, and communication.
Mhm.
It does.
I know it'll be coming across the screen right now. Go and order your copy. It is a digital copy, and all you have to do is print it out. But what it helps people do, individuals and couples, is first do some self introspective work, and then you know what to you have to deal with you, and then you know what to ask your partner or that person you're dating, or it makes you even aware, because some people in dating nowadays, we don't even know the right questions. First of all, we don't know thyself, so if we don't know us, we don't even know what to ask other people. So this is what the journal does. So thank you for those that have picked up their copy already, and thank you for those that are going to go ahead and order that.
Cool. So
So
let me do this. I'm gonna
sure,
pivot.
sure.
I'm about to pivot this whole thing, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna jump down here, right? I'm gonna jump here
You
because
you did
I want to
you
make
did
sure.
Yeah,
you
you've
did a
been
jump.
pivoting. Yeah, you've been
Yeah, I want to make
pivoting
sure.
all
I'm
day.
gonna make sure I get to this, right?
We love it though.
So these are some rapid fire questions,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, look at B because she.
I'm gonna go straight to it, right? So, and this is for all of y'all: love or purpose? Which are you prioritizing in a relationship?
Love or
What'd you say?
purpose?
Purpose.
What'd you say?
I say love because with love, there's going to come purpose.
Okay.
So if I love you unconditionally and you love me, that's the purpose. And that's what's going to keep the relationship solid.
Okay,
And I'm like, well,
I
Tasha.
say purpose.
Okay.
So two purpose, one love.
Okay.
Yes.
What'd you say, babe?
I'm gonna say purpose.
I thought you were gonna say me.
Well, but you added up. You are the purpose. It's easy to love you because you
Come
can
on.
love. Here's and this is why I say this.
Mhm.
I can love somebody and divorce you.
Hello.
I can love somebody and never talk to you again.
Yes.
have a baby.
I can a whole baby. I can love you, and then we just don't have to talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be more, because love is what it is. It's love. I'm not gonna stop doing that because I have people right now, close people, love them, but when you're moving very different, then you're not adding value to me. You are not allowing me to be my best self. You're bringing chaos where I'm not allowing that. You're not adding peace. You want to take away. See, they're not loving.
Right.
That's right.
So purpose to me is probably the one key factor, because in that is love, you know.
Right.
So that's why I say that.
Well, I
Right.
mean, so it could be because some people just it's transactional.
Yeah.
They about to make this money. They don't love each other at all. They doing their
Exactly.
own thing. I believe love, and if we change one word, that or to and,
Yeah.
Love
right?
and purpose.
Love and purpose.
Mhm.
And
I
that's
think
what I
that's
was
Mm-hmm.
saying.
sustainable,
Yeah.
Now
Definitely.
right?
that's
Long term,
sustainable.
because I think absent of one or the other,
It's not going to
there's
work.
a expiration date at some point,
Absolutely.
potentially, right?
Yeah.
I can love you, but then we ain't got no purpose. What we doing,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because love is a verb. It's an action
It's
word.
action
So
word.
it's not like
it's
Right.
purpose.
constant.
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay, here's the next one. Would you marry a man who makes less money but leads well spiritually?
Absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
so
Yes.
that's a unanimous
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Because
yeah.
you can grow.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
always
Yes.
grow. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you have that drive and that determination. Y'all build together.
Yeah.
That's it's
Mhm.
helpmates. Because
That's
it's like we
Right.
gonna do this together. Okay, look here.
right.
We started from the bottom. Let's rise.
We're a
Come on.
team.
Let's make
Yeah.
this work. There's no
Yes.
I in team. So yes, baby, I take you broke down all day long.
Yeah.
but
Not
you
broke.
gotta
Yeah.
Not
focus.
broke. Not broke.
But
Broke down.
my thing is, if you got a drive and a purpose, because everybody falls sometimes. That
Yeah.
man that was at the top, you just caught him right here because he once was up here.
Right.
So at that
Mm.
point, are you here
Mm.
for him or are you here for what he had and what he is doing for you?
Mhm.
Because I tell people all the time, I congratulate you for what you got, because baby, that's yours. But
Mhm.
what we doing together?
Yeah.
See, I've never been the type of female that I want to talk to him because he got that. He worked
Oh yeah.
hard for that.
No.
But
Mm-mm.
see, what happens when that man from the CEO sitting next to the man fall down? But
Mhm.
he got that drive because he was once there.
Right.
Are you gonna stand 10 toes down with him and
Oh
help him?
yeah.
Y'all build that together. So yes, I will take that because you going somewhere. And we gonna do this together. But the man that come in here and you just all about, oh, it's just about the money. I'm like, my cousin, what are we doing? Because you
Right.
wasting time.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Okay.
I
Anybody else? What
Mhm.
else?
no, I was gonna
You
say.
already got a man. Let me tell you.
oh, okay, you gotta talk to me.
Okay.
No, I agree with
Okay.
Tasha. I would
Okay.
take a spiritual leader
Okay.
over
Yeah.
a man with
Definitely.
money, because if you can lead me, then like Tasha said, we can go get the money.
There you
You know what I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah.
Especially behind every strong man, there's a strong woman.
Yeah.
Most men have the thought or the vision, and women kind of have the plan.
Yeah.
So together we gonna make it happen.
Right.
So lead me.
Hello,
Please
somebody.
and thank
God,
Please and
hello.
thank you,
God,
God.
You the head.
God,
You the head, but I'm the neck that's been turn
Oh,
this.
okay.
So I'm
That's
need you to.
it.
I got you.
Okay,
Okay.
Because I'm
Hey,
holding you. I'm holding you. You know what I'm saying? You
hey,
can't
next
bobble like
Right.
this without me. I got you. I'm supporting you. So
I'm
yeah.
the whole support
Lord.
Hello,
system.
somebody. Yeah, you be
Okay.
that head. I got
Okay,
you.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
that
Shanda.
neck that's gonna
Well, no,
come.
Shonda was. I think
Shonda, what you
she
have?
was gonna piggyback on something.
yeah, no, I just really just had a blank a thought. It just went away. She started talking about nigga. I like, okay,
Yeah,
next.
'cause
I'm completely, I'm 100 behind a man spiritually driven as I'm trying to even grow at my spiritual journey. So I would love a man that was, working hard, but had heart,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you have heart, and you can have any woman relationship be very, very much strong. Long as we ain't out here getting no payday loans and shit like that, we good.
We
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
following God, they see God in you.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
nothing but greatness with that.
right.
I think that's solid.
That was
Yeah.
So,
That's solid.
so my husband stopped me before I could say this, but all I was gonna say is because I just wanted to bring balance.
No, go.
No,
No,
I just wanted because when Tasha said about brokenness,
Mhm.
I think Shonda and I think I connected with her on this. I've seen and let me say this. Let me
Mhm.
put this here. I know my level of brokenness, and when I hear brokenness, I think it's almost like projecting. Like if that man is anything like so, you were saying something different, and I just wanted to bring balance to that because I was just saying I hear what
Mhm.
she's saying totally, and Shonda was like, "Oh, I don't know if he's too broken
Yeah,
because we like,
No. I think
but
what she said was broke.
broke.
oh,
Not
okay,
brokenness.
but you
Yeah.
know what?
Broke.
I thought that that's what I heard, but
No,
But
both.
Make it clear
Listen,
though.
no,
but
broke and
understand this.
broken.
But exactly,
yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Both. Like
yeah,
I don't even want to have conversation with someone. I got off the phone with someone just earlier today because they used the word poor. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need none of that around me. Like you
Yeah,
got that
yeah.
mentality, and this is
Right.
somebody that's
right,
making great money. But when you say broke and brokenness, like
yeah,
B was about to say, broke
Mhm.
and brokenness is still up. I got a problem
yeah,
with both of them.
Right.
yeah,
I don't really want no parts of that. And you meet men and they just be so like, oh, I'm an alpha male, but they are so broken.
yeah,
And you don't even neither one of y'all are able to even be there for each other because you don't know what to do because you're broken in areas where you mad at God or and that's huge.
that's
You mad at
huge.
certain things that we have no control over. So I'm not really
I'm
dealing
mad
with
at your
I'm not
mama.
dealing with broke.
But
I'm
listen.
mad at your
No,
mama.
I'm mad at your
I'm mad
mama.
at your
no, but
mama.
here's
Yeah.
the real deal though. Like dealing with those unresolved issues. And as a part of the
Unresolved
journal,
issues.
it talks
Yes.
about like your past traumas, childhood
Mm-hmm.
traumas,
Yep.
family dynamics,
Yep.
that brokenness. Listen, I'm actually in a men's study group right now every Monday, and I'm at Word of Restoration, Pastor Charles Perry.
Shout
And
out.
and
Yeah.
so it is the blessing and brokenness. That's what the whole men's Bible
Oh,
study is
okay.
about.
hmm
So it's talking about being broken, and broken does not is not synonymous with weak. It's
Right.
not
Right.
synonymous with being vulnerable. It's recognizing, okay, I'm at a stage right now. I need to be broken in a spiritual place so that I can actually be humble and so God can use me properly
Mm-hmm.
so I can lead well.
Right.
Right.
So pride so pride is not sitting up high,
Mm-hmm.
Or ego.
or ego.
Your ego.
Pride and
Yeah,
ego is
yeah,
not
yes,
sitting up
That's
high.
yes.
right.
Because they're
Ego.
cousins.
So
They are.
Right.
they're cousins. So qualifying
Mm-hmm.
brokenness, is that man, is he self-aware? Is he not playing a victim, not, blaming, not just negative. You know what I mean? You're not looking for your mama to come take care of you. You're looking for a
Mm-hmm.
woman to be your mom and all of that.
Woo.
It's just men need to listen. Men need to
Mm-hmm.
be real about where they're at. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So okay. So one other question. Another question, right? Who should shoot their shot first? Do you believe men should pursue, or is it okay for women to make the first move today?
Some men like a strong woman that's gonna say, "Look, this is what I want. What we doing? I'm gonna tell you this."
No. What I'm saying,
And
shoot their
start
shot. I'm
me
talking about you
talking.
don't know him.
You jumping in
Approach.
DM.
That's what I'm saying. Like you
That's
just
what she's
you walking
saying.
up to him like, hold on, because again, we see with our we see. So you see
So how
somebody
you
within.
pull it up? Would you at Carrington's? Where you at?
You know what? I'm gonna need you to go to that. But my thing
Where
is,
we at?
let me tell you
You
what
could
I'm
have went
going with.
across the street to Swagger or something for
Swagger,
Karen.
yeah.
Because I know, right?
I went back. I went back.
I'm wrapped up in
went
all
back.
this class.
He went back to the
I went back.
90s.
Yeah.
I
I went
love
back.
But my thing of it is for feet, and I'm gonna speak from experience. Within 30 seconds of me meeting this handsome man that I see, I know already what I want. So either I'm finna play with you or we're finna get this together. That's the same with the man.
Tigress.
Within 30 seconds of approaching the woman that he saw across the room that he found attractive, you know either I need a FUBU, you're gonna be an STD, and that's something to do, or I want to build with you and make this. I want to be here for a long time and not just for a short time having fun.
So let me answer this question. So it's 50-50.
It's
You're okay
50-50.
with either one.
It's
Okay, what do you think? Who's making the move?
I know what she's gonna say. I don't know why, but I feel like I know.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm old school, so I like chivalry. So I want the man to come up to me. If we have eye contact and I give you the okay because I smile with my
With your eyes, yeah.
then you know that it's okay to approach
Step
me.
up.
Yeah, because for me, I want the man to lead. And if he comes up to me, that shows me that he is a leader. You see what I'm saying? So for me, come to me.
Okay.
Baby, come to me. You wanna me? Can I talk to you? Hey, I really wanna know that.
Okay,
Come and talk to me.
all day long.
Talk to me.
Girl
What about
group
you, Shanda?
coming
What
soon.
you got?
Okay,
Love it.
so I feel like men are hunters. So I'm gonna let them hunt me down. Like I'm a, but a lot of times, you have to be approachable too. A lot of times women be like mean mugging, when they out, whether they're at a restaurant, a nice hotel bar, at the club or whatever. And they don't know because you got this RBF. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I just feel
RBF?
rest in bitch face.
I know.
International, baby.
Right. People that don't know.
Yeah, I've had men say, "Oh, I saw you looking at me," and I'm like, "Baby, I was looking through you. I'm trying to see what they got on that bar." But no, but honestly, I feel like men are hunters, and I'm okay. Again, don't get me wrong. My last relationship, I actually jumped in his DM.
Okay.
I did, and yeah, so I'm not opposed to
Either one.
So yeah, like I'm 50-50. Yeah, and he was wonderful. So
I want to say this too. Most of the time when the girls choose, you lose. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if I'm choosing this man and he knows that I want him more than he really desires me, 9 times out of 10, you choose, you lose as a female most of the time because they like, oh, she likes me more than I like him, which we both should like each other equally. But however, come and talk to me.
But isn't it still the same 50-50? Because you got to open that door to say you can come this way, whether you smizing or you just saying, boy, come here, because I see you. Either way, to me, you're letting him know it's okay to come here. You can get in my space because we locked eyes and we feeling each other. But I welcomed you to come into my space because
Absolutely.
So hold on, let me say this. So what you got to say, baby?
I was gonna say.
What you gonna say?
I was gonna say what I think that happens, and y'all. Okay, so your girl
I think
loves
you must have
lying.
chose him. That's why he want to know what you gonna say.
Well, no, but let me. Okay, so this is love and truth.
love and truth.
Can y'all handle it?
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
So we met in church and we had an affair. It's on YouTube. Whole thing.
Confessions.
But yeah, everything. So what happened though was I had a dream. And now let's just be very clear. All dreams don't come from God. Let's be very clear about it. It wasn't right, but I called and said something to him. Now, fast forward to maturity now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like lions, and this is where I was getting to. I like lions. The lions pursue the female.
The lion trick.
And if they're not into her, then they go on, you know what I'm
To the
saying?
next pride.
Yes, yes, but they're looking for
They're
that person
hunters.
because they're hunters. Because this is what happens. Men like newness. They like that idea of, oh, well, she acting like she don't want me. They a healthy rejection. She rejecting me. So as women, when we are just like, oh, I'm just all into you. This is why a lot of women don't keep the guy, as you were saying. You see what I'm saying? And so we have to listen, I'm all about the Bible, the Lion of Judah, for a reason. God pursues us.
Mm-hmm.
It's for us to be like, okay, I accept or not. But that's all I was gonna say.
No, you're
Right.
good. No, yeah.
But I end up keeping him because this supposed to be my guy, as we see.
Okay.
Right.
But
Right,
at that
she made the
time,
call.
it was
That's
out
all
of
I'm
it was
saying.
I made the
She
call,
called
but it
you.
was out of timing.
Right.
And that's
Absolutely.
bad too. It's bad to get ahead of timing, behind timing, out of timing at all.
But let me make this point. So even though, because I'm going to agree with Bridgett to some degree in this, even though there was already a mutual
In-
attraction
Attraction.
anyway.
Oh,
Yes.
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yes.
So it wasn't
That
like
makes
I was just
sense.
totally
Yeah.
oblivious because you're like, hey,
And that's
what?
what you said too.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, what you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So then I took it from there.
Right.
So, um, but I do believe that this generation of men today, they're a little bit different. I'm old school. Listen, we were talking about this in our last episode. Like you got to approach your conversation. Got to be solid. You got to be okay with rejection. I just remember being in a spot. Hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Right.
I mean, but you got to be confident because
Mm-hmm.
women they attracted to confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
You can be
Period.
5'7" but confident. And you
Right.
might get some play,
Mhm.
Right.
but you can't be
Passive.
5'7" and passive.
Passive.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You little. You're already little.
Mhm. And
So
don't be sassy.
and don't be and that's
Yeah.
the other thing. Be
Yeah.
a man.
Be
Yeah.
a man.
Hey, approach it. Hey, you got to talk that talk. So anyway, all right, cool. So
Yeah,
those are good
this is
questions.
real.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
So,
Where we at?
what's one thing you wish men knew about single Black women? What's one thing?
That we're not always okay. We're always known to, oh, she got it. She do, you know what I'm saying? Because of where
That's
we
good.
had to
Good,
be.
Shanda.
But I just
That
wish
is
that I wish that Black men realize that we are not always okay. We cry after and the kids still banging on the doors. So when we trying to take a bubble bath or something like that. So that's pretty much it for me. I just wish that they would just be a little more gentle with us and not feel like we are warriors by nature,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just we're not
Yeah.
always okay.
And
Right.
it's okay to not be okay.
Because
And
my
it's
dad,
okay to not be
my
okay.
dad and I, we are so close. But my dad has never just like paid any of my bills, did anything. But he's given me that love, and he's like, "Oh, my baby, I know she all right." But it's been so many times he has no idea that I was not all right.
Yeah.
So that's all I wish Black
That's
men knew
good.
that.
That's real.
That is
Yes.
really good.
That is
Yes.
good.
Thank you.
That was great.
It
It
was
was.
great.
And
Thank you.
one thing I wish Black men would know that all Black women do not have attitudes.
Mm.
You know, so that's a
Yeah,
stereotype.
I'm so
Just
tired of
because
that.
we're Black doesn't mean we have an attitude. So get to know the woman, the Black woman, before you accuse her of being this pop off bitch, because we're all not like that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And they
good.
quick to
good.
go to that.
Yeah. But if you bring it out of us,
Because
it's there.
It's in there.
It's in there.
Yeah,
in there.
Lord.
Like-
But not initially. All women,
Right.
you know, most women are pretty nice. Now you do have your pop offs, but all Black women are not pop
Yeah.
offs.
No.
Yes.
And don't
We're
have
not.
attitudes. Yeah.
And don't have attitudes.
Yes.
Cousin, what you got to say, cousin?
Cousin.
I got a lot because this was
Well, go
bitch.
ahead.
Unloaded.
One thing.
Woo.
Yeah, one
I
thing.
gotta say one thing.
One thing.
Give us one
No,
thing.
I agree with Shonda. It's okay to not be okay, and that's
Yeah.
something that they need to understand.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I give you, mommy got this. I
Mhm.
got this because I've shown you that. But behind that door, every strong individual, sometimes they rock, and that's
Yes.
who you need to be for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to cry when I'm hurt. I'm going to need to lean on you when I'm tired. Yes, like you say, we are those warriors, and we gonna do it because mommy gonna make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Daddy can do what he gonna do, but guess what?
Yeah.
We finna do this because why? We gonna push. But just it's okay to not be okay,
Yes.
and don't make it as if you weak, you
Yeah.
weak now, huh? Now, nigga, I'm tired.
I'm
And I've been
tired.
telling you this, and you not. See, I'm the
Yeah.
red flag. Actually, I'm not a red flag. I'm yellow because I'm gonna give you that warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna see this, but this is who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just that. But it's like at the same time, yes, I can be sweet.
And that's where the
But-
emotional availability or intelligence comes from, a man to understand and realize that we're not okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not all the
Uh-huh.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I think if you go back to probably late 60s, early 70s, that's when the Black family started breaking apart,
Mhm.
right? So seeing more single mothers.
Right.
And I think a lot of men have seen their mothers make it happen, make it
Right.
work, and they are expecting like their woman is going to be like their mother.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so they don't have that same sensitivity towards the
Yeah.
woman. Because my mama took care. She had 5 boys and
Yeah,
moved.
yeah.
You
What's
know,
wrong with you?
what's wrong with
Yeah.
you? So, and I don't think that's
Why you need
fair
a housekeeper?
Right.
and all of that.
Times
Yeah.
have changed though.
Right.
I too have an adult son, and he saw me handle everything. He did not see me asking anyone for anything. We didn't have to go live, thank God. We didn't have to go live with anyone, all these things. So when it came to a time where you got to pay your own cell phone bill, he like, you would have thought I cussed him out because
Right.
he's so
You didn't know
used
how
to
to
Right.
his
handle that.
mother handling everything. But it comes a time where I just can't, or we
Yeah.
can't. And even when you're married, I mean, I've been married before, but you come to a point where I know I was able to do all things, but I do need a break sometimes. Like I can't be superwoman every day.
And you're
Like,
25.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, it goes with the teaching because I know, like I say, I have my cousins who pour into my son and my daughter as well, and I do, but I let them know like this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
So because I'm not going to always be here for you,
Mhm.
so I want to teach you what you need to know, so I can give you those tools for life lessons that you need.
Yeah.
And that's I look at some guys because I had someone tell me that her son didn't know how to wash. I was like, girl, what? What were you doing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. True can wash. True can go clean the whole house because
Yeah.
I'm tired. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I need you to get in here and do that. But again, it's all on what you're teaching. And
Correct.
and again, sometimes mothers we do. It's easy to do it for them than to show them.
Yeah.
And so that's where we have to kind of stop and say,
Yeah.
hold on, let me show you. Because you can go so far if I show you how to do it.
Mhm.
Like the Bible say, you teach a man how to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. But you giving it to him, that's just for that day.
Correct.
So what are we pouring into our children? What are we pouring into our young Black kings?
Mhm.
Let them know that, hey, it's hard. It's hard being a parent. And you don't get a break. I don't get a raise. I don't get a break. I'm sick. They knocking on the door. It's like, bro, I'm
Yeah.
sad. But at the same time, that's that push. You got to keep going. So again, it takes a lot of work to build up these great men.
And I'm giving my wife some kudos here because talking to her son, I mean, about how to treat a woman, the things that, because I'm modeling. Like my thing is just simple stuff. Like if you ain't taking out, I get mad. Why are you taking out the trash? Why you don't do none of that?
Mhm.
I got all of that. But then she really imparts into him like you need to be doing this. This is what you should be doing. This is how you should treat a woman. This is how you should, being honest and transparent, all of those things. So I give you kudos for that.
Thank you,
Just
baby.
raising,
Mhm.
because I don't like baby boys.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know you don't. I know
I
you
don't like that. You need to man up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you don't.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna pivot just a
Go
little.
ahead, baby. Pivot.
So I want to start with Shonda, then Bridget, then Tasha. What questions do you guys have for us?
Mm.
Oh, that's not a pivot. That's a curveball.
That's a favor for real for me too. Yeah.
The question I have for y'all is where did y'all have an issue that y'all overcame that was huge in your marriage, but y'all overcame it to where it was probably even close to, I don't think this is gonna work.
Mm.
So I didn't come to close to I didn't think it was gonna work, but my children are very respectful of James. His children are not
Wow, that's huge.
respectful
Yeah.
of me, and there have been things said, and it was places where my husband was trying to manage that, right?
Mhm.
And we
Having
had to
almost to
really
choose.
and he did. And you know what, I don't think that it was about him choosing. I think that he was managing it, but that wasn't going to be able to be managed in the way that he probably thought. We have a counselor, we go individually and we
Mm.
go together, so
Okay.
we're able to talk these things out. And just for the record, I've been married previously, and we were together 32 years, just all inclusive.
Oh.
And we were married for 20 years. He was married for 15 years, so we understand the piece about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And this was it for me, but that was the thing, and
Okay.
we overcame it because it's like, hey, we got to put everything in its proper perspective. and what's the order of this?
Right.
So, and it was things that happened and I had to compromise. These are calls that I made to Bridgett asking, hey, am I wrong?
Right.
Because sometimes you need a sounding board because we can often get in our emotions. Emotions never help when you need to make a solid decision.
Okay.
So that's
That's good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was the one, and that's why I say
Yeah.
Bridget solid. Keep her as a friend.
Yeah. Like, leave
helped-
that man
Yeah,
alone. He just
she
doing what
helped
he
through
know how
that
to do.
because it was a struggle for me because it was never about choosing, like, because I'm not gonna not choose my
Yeah.
wife,
Your wife.
and at the same time, these are still my children.
Right.
As difficult as it may be to work through that, I'm trying to balance it, right?
Right.
And so I just had to reset boundaries. I had to
Okay.
reset expectations. And so as we set those boundaries, and I said, hey, listen, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what's going on over here,
Right.
4620 North Braeswood.
Right.
They're grown.
I know
Right.
that's right.
Whatever they got going on is what they
Okay.
got going on.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with us. So that's good.
Okay,
That's a
so
good
that's how you
question.
overcame.
Okay.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Good question.
Oh,
My question for you too is, what is your definition of love for each other?
The definition of love for me is definitely, because it's an action word, reciprocation. Reciprocation is very, very important to me. That's it. Because if we can reciprocate, and I'm going to be intentional about everything. How we started, I want to be like that in the middle and moving forward. I don't want to back off. And if I find myself backing off, hey, you need to make sure you're still doing this. That's my definition of love.
and for me, it would be that and respect.
Right.
Probably
Oh, yeah.
respect and reciprocation, right? Because I know I'm a giver,
Mm-hmm.
and not that I give to receive, but I mean, there's an intentionality that I have in making sure things are straight. So, number one, respect, and then secondly, the reciprocation.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Cousin,
welcome. Thank you.
what else you want to ask us that you and I already didn't?
You know, because that's my thing. Like, I done sat on that black couch and we done had some conversations. Because I was like, well, how do I just be quiet? How do I just. And it's not even a question, but it's more of I appreciate the work that you do together. Because, again, I've sat on that couch.
Yeah.
And Tasha Cross hot head. Tasha's been independent. I don't need you, nigga. I got this.
Yeah.
I appreciate the love, not because I am your cousin, but because I feel you'll share this with anyone who, comes to you. Thank you for just
Yeah.
having the resources to help pour into me to be a better me. Because I mean, it takes the experience and the knowledge for you to be able to share what you have went through to give it to someone like me who has not. So it's not, I don't have a question. It's just thank you because I do sit there and everything. It's hard. I'm not, if you know my cousin, Lord, but I like the balance. And I thank you for that because you gonna tell me, girl, look, this is what you're gonna stop doing. You're not gonna do this. We gonna talk, you're gonna do this like this. But then it's Lanae who comes in with that sweetness and go, okay, cousin, that's cool. But let's approach it a little like this. And then they come together and it's like, I got this great resolution. So thank you for that.
I
'Cause I
appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, with that,
Oh my God.
yeah, this is
We
we needed
come
2
back
hours.
on.
I
Yes.
agree.
2 hours.
Yes.
We need more time.
Because I did have
Yes.
another question about for you
Yeah.
guys, but that's okay. I'll save it for the next time.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need to come
Okay.
back. So
We
listen,
will.
thank y'all for joining us on the Love and Truth podcast. Thank you to our incredible guests. Y'all did awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thank
baby, where
you.
can they find us?
So you can find us on YouTube, and please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell for updates. And lastly, don't forget to love. Don't forget to walk in your truth. And more than that, so you can be set free. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Peace.